¿Aquí vive?
Mm-hmm.
Está bien grande esta casa.
Estate bien hoy.
Nico, thank you for helping today. I'm Marianne Barris.
Thanks for letting me come work here.
Have you explained the rules? Peter doesn't want anyone going into his office.
Yes, he won't be any trouble.
Dining window, open. Patio door, open.
Anna, why don't you and your son just go in the guest bedroom? The officers that came to the gate work for immigration. If you were to try to leave, they're likely waiting for you out on the street. We have a space in the basement. But we need your cell phones to make sure they stay off.
¿Arreglaron todo esto en tan poco tiempo?
Sí, ¿y qué pasa?
Porque está todo armado como si ya nos estuvieran esperando. ¿Y por qué solamente la puerta se abre por afuera? Hey, were you and your former housekeeper close?
She lived with us.
What happened?
My mom could be pretty demanding. She'd end up quitting.
You never saw her again?
No.
What are you doing? You could not come into my office.
Nico, we can't just be up here like this.
It's important that children see we treat people like you with respect.
Do you want to get separated from your mom? We're committing a crime. This is a crime scene.
Me he dado mucho a este país, pero a veces siento que he fallado.
Mom, they're back. They're at the gate.
No me has fallado, vamos a estar bien.
¿Qué pasa si no?
Prometo que sí, mamá.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, so happy to have with me here today to talk about At the Gate, talented actresses Miranda Otto and Vanessa Benevente. Hola, ladies. How are we today?
Very good, thank you.
Very good, thank you.
I love it. I love it. So in this film, there's a real big emphasis on class struggle, sort of, because you have these two diametric characters who are so great, played by both you, Miranda, and you, Vanessa, who come from very different places. But to me, they don't seem that far apart as far as what they have to deal with as women in the world. Can you sort of explain getting into the headspace and working against one another as, co-stars?
I think, I'd have to say one of my favorite scenes in the film is where Vanessa, as Anna, talks about her background. There's a dinner and she talks about what happened to her family. And it's such a fabulous moment, and Vanessa did it so well. And it was a really leveling moment, I think, for my character, because she has conceptions of what she wants to do, and she's enthused and compassionate, but she doesn't really have a depth of understanding of what these people have been through. And I thought that was such a powerful scene.
I love that. And I just love the powerfulness of the performances from both of you, particularly you, Vanessa, because I grew up in a Latin household. My family's from El Salvador, so your character being from there was huge for me. And I understand that struggle because it's my dad's struggle of moving to this country, not understanding what I had. I never understood what he had to go through till I got older. So seeing a character like that on screen it broke my heart a little bit and made me miss my dad. So that was really well done. And I have to commend and thank you, Vanessa, for putting that on screen, because you are Peruvian, correct?
Oh, I am. I mean, just hearing you talk gives me chills, because it's what I always say. One of the key things I wanted to do in this movie was, do justice to Salvadoran culture and accent and Anna's history and background. That was very important to me, because as a Latino, I'm always, I'm used to seeing Latino characters on screen, and they claim to be from this part of this country, and then they don't talk like that, or the accent's not quite right. For me, that's a big thing. And so um, and of course, together with the accent comes the what she had to go through and all the history of the country, and um, which is also heartbreaking in itself. And so, you saying that to me is a gift. Thank you.
Well, I get that because also I forgot you were not American Miranda for a minute there because the accent was so on point. Great job. I did like that as well. I sometimes forget about that because I mean it's funny. I watched you in this and then I watched you and Talk to Me and I'm like, oh, I forgot she's Australian. Nicely done. I will say this. You're right about that, Vanessa. Oftentimes it's like no soy auténtica when you hear them speak and you're like, it's not real. It's not a person. It's a character. And that's what I loved about your character is it didn't come off as that. It came off as this woman struggling and trying to make things happen for her and someone who's been through something. And like you talked about, the country has a notorious violent streak to it. And that's why my dad moved here. And that's why I have the luxury of being an American is because of all of this strife and all of these problems that occurred in this lovely and beautiful beach country of El Salvador. So I thank you for that. And I thank you guys for making this movie because there's so much to like here. And the characters are so easy. They could so easily go awry, but they're so likable, even when they're not. That's a testament to your guys' acting. Now, whenever I have a guest in front of me, I always like to ask them two very interesting and important questions. And they're really fun. And I wanted to have fun with you guys because it's a very, I wouldn't say fun movie, but it's a very important one. And the first question is, who are some people that you guys looked up to, whether that be in your life or in your career? And it's open to both of you, obviously.
Oh my gosh. I'm always so bad at these questions. Vanessa, have you got something spring to your mind?
I do. I mean, it's going to sound cliche, but my mom is someone I definitely look up to. I could, just sharing her story could take us 3 hours. She came from she struggled so much as a child. Financially, they went through a lot of hardship, and she ended up being, CEO of a company. So the life she's led, how hard she's worked, being a single mother, and also bringing me to this country, which wasn't easy either. I know El Salvador has a background in violence. Peru does too. I always say my immigrant story is not of hardship, but not of hardship when I got here. We were escaping terrorism and car bombs every day. And so I think that's where I kind of did the connection with Anna, because Anna being my character in the movie, because I remember my mom telling me this. I remember my mom saying, like, I needed to get you out of that violence because it was just, it was a situation that could lead us to death at any point. And we had no control over it. It was such a level of stress that we lived under that, I don't know how she did it. And she still did it with positivity, and still to this day is full of light. And so it's one of those things where you're like, wow, what a woman. That's my mom.
Miranda, what you have for me?
It's
beautiful, by the way.
I would say my dad has been really influential in my life, and I recently did a bit of a deep dive into his backstory and where he came from, and amazed at like where he started and where he went to, how original my father is. Like he's totally his own type of person. There's no one like my dad. So yeah, I really look up to him.
I love that. I love my father. Without him, I wouldn't be here. And like I said, he came to this country with nothing. So I love it. Last question before I have to go. You have to pick 2 movies to watch for the rest of your life. What 2 and why? I'm so sorry.
That's like picking a child.
Yep.
Okay. Tootsie, because I can watch that so many times and still find it really funny. And Three Colors Blue. I love Juliette Binoche so much, and I particularly love her in that movie.
Great choices. Vanessa's thinking hard.
Oh my gosh, yes. This is like
question.
This is so
This
hard.
is the first thing that came to my head.
I'm gonna go with The Usual Suspects.
Ooh.
That's one of my favorite movies, although I don't know if I could watch it for the rest of eternity, but it's one of my favorite movies, so we'll do that
It's
one.
hard to watch.
And
it's a good
then I know, that's one of like on repeat. I don't know, but I definitely would have to pick a musical, and I think I'm gonna go with The Sound of Music.
Love it. Good choices. I mean, what's better than criminals is Nazis? Great job. Thank you guys for sharing any time with me. I really appreciate you coming on to talk to me about At the Gates. I really enjoyed the film, and I really enjoyed you guys' performances. Miranda, I've loved you since Lord of the Rings, and Vanessa, you are the perfect Mary Magdalene. So I love that I got you guys here, and I'm able to talk to you guys. Thank you so much. Would you like to leave the audience with anything before I let you go?
Come see the film.
There you go.
Yes, At the Gates, November 3rd.
November 3rd. It comes out literally next week, guys. You guys should check out At the Gates. Yep. It's a very good film. And all my Salvadorian brothers, make sure you go see it because you're going to see a little bit of yourself on the screen. It's always very important. For Film Stopper, this is William. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.